Hello everyone. First of all, thank you so much for your interest and participation to our event. Today we are continuing of this year's Tasarım Bilkent Talks with very valuable guests here. Today we are hosting Efe Alpay and Alperen Yalçın under the title of Multidisciplinary Approach to Digital Art. First of all, we want to thank our guests for accepting our invitation. So without making our guests any longer, we can start our event if that's okay for you too.
Yeah, sure. Okay, hello everyone. First of all, thank you for inviting us to this presentation. So we are excited too. And let me introduce myself. Very short. Actually, I have three identities. I'm the creative director at a software and design company called Reo-tek at Misuc'ologist, and at the same time, I'm a part-time instructor at Bilkent’22 Graphics Design Department, and also I'm a researcher at METU Industrial Design Department. So actually, we wanted to call this presentation interdisciplinary fusion because the projects that we are going to tell and talk about are like combination of combinations from many fields. So, for example, archaeology, architecture, industrial design, graphic design, software development, art direction, music, cinematography, and many more. So, the projects that I'll talk about now are three different projects, but since we have limited time, I'll pass through those very fast, some of them. So if you have questions, please take notes because this might be a warning because you'll forget probably the things that you'll see because they're so diverse. And after in the question session, we can talk about in more detail about the things or questions you might have. Okay. So this presentation actually consists of three sections. First one is the process, the hidden side of the digital museum design work that we do at Reo-tek. The second part is the interaction between music and architecture, which my friend Alp will be presenting. And then we'll be passing on to our collaboration project, which is an NFT project that we have been working on 7 or 8 or 9 months actually.
1 year.
Approaching 1 year. Yeah. So we'll also be talking about that, and actually also we'll be explaining why not music but Misuc. Okay. So let me start with because there was a warning about the typo, but that was consciously made. So let me talk about the process first. Actually, I'll be talking about different projects. First will be the Cermodern project, Göbekli Tepe The Gathering exhibition, which happened in 2019. I'll briefly talk about the conceptual development, experience design, space design, content creation, and installation phases of that exhibition. And then I'll be showing the Expo 2016 Antalya project, which was again from beginning to an end project. So from research, concept development through till the installation phases. And let's start with Cermodern's first. That's another story. So yeah, I'll first show you how it ended up. So what is the end result? Then I'll be talking about the process. But I'm aware that this video playback is awful in Zoom, so it will be not
Where
a
did
good experience. But we are recording this, so for the ones who are curious about this, they can be able to watch. And also, if you look at Reo-tek's website, you can search over the Google The Gathering, Göbekli Tepe The Gathering exhibition, so you can see this video. So actually, in this exhibition, the aim was not to create a very classical museum, but rather an experience to search to go after the question, how can it be to be a human at those times? For example, think of yourself alone in the nature without the knowledge of survival. So we wanted to take today's people to those times and create a bridge between today and the past. So the name is also the gathering because of that. The aim was like, actually we don't, there are many speculations about Göbekli Tepe, but with one thing that is certain is like humankind gathered first time around a certain goal and built something. So why not collect today's people and gather them around in this place to witness the creation of this ancient place. So the main idea was that. So it was there were the main final whole was an interactive piece. So I'll be talking about those a little bit fast. Again. So this is about the process of that exhibition. Let me talk about the space. The space is the main hall of Cermodern in Ankara. This was before us. It was like this, full of art and exhibitions. But after we started, we emptied all the rooms and all the spaces, and we're left with a huge empty space to fill in. So this is about the project phases of that, the to-do list, the beginning to-do list of that project. So this is the initial trials on like projector tests, content tests, some space exploration there about the dimensions and materials that we can use there, because like it was a huge space. And we, by the way, the project was made in 2.5 months from beginning to end. So we didn't have time. So everything went in parallel, like research, conceptual research, visual research, content creation, experimentation with the electronics and interaction schemes, so animation and all that stuff, which I'll talk briefly in a moment. So probably, yeah, this is from the installation phases. This is the animation and content creation phase, rendering and testing. Probably you can't see all of them, but yeah, this is from the dancing sequences of these gathering people. This is the us camping there, living there in the backyard. And this is from the installation phase. Actually, the main idea was to divide the visitors into two from the beginning to create a feeling of loneliness in the exhibition space. So we wanted to create a feeling of uneasiness in that space, so that you start to pass into a new world that you are not familiar with and feel like uneasy there. The main goal was that in that. And all that stuff began with the research phase, of course, like, sorry. For that, actually, we are using Miro, but like in a brute force mode. Like we are 10 people working on the same board, creating, researching, creating content and researching about everything that we can find. But of course, that in the beginning, we have the advisors that provide us the visual, conceptual guidance on which directions to pursue. So that phase is like a month. That has taken a month, so that we have researched everything that we can find. We created conceptual maps, visual maps, and thematic boards, and also we had the meetings with our advisors. So afterwards, in the beginning, like everything was like a complete chaos. Okay, so after some time, we started to create a structure out of these different visual and conceptual material. This is like layering those information into different stages, like the dualities, the good, evil, day and night, and like sound layers, lighting layers, and all that stuff. So something started to emerge. Like this is the most painful part of that process, obviously. So, but you have to trust the process, because like you don't know what to do, and most of the time you don't know what you are doing, but you have the process in mind, so that afterwards, after some research and discussions and all that stuff, some things start to emerge. Okay, so I'll run this fast and pass to the other one. So the main idea about dividing the visitors came from here, like this bell curve distribution curve. We like a labyrinth. We divided people into two so that they feel lonely. So it was like a creation of a portal, like an idea we had. This is the main color theme of the exhibition. By the way, these are all reference images. So the red and magenta is used because like iron oxide was known to be used at those times. So I'll pass these parts pretty fast. Some of them, most of them are external references about the day and night cycles, being in danger, being in safety, and lighting examples from nature, panoramas. Fire was a strong element there. So, and also in the beginning we had the idea of like dividing the space with semi-transparent fabric so that we could create a feeling of depth in the space. So these are coming from, some of them are coming from these visuals. And also in the end, in the last part of the exhibition, the visitors have to put their hands to a stone so that they activate the next phase of the gathering exhibition. So this is from the flocking behavior research that we've done, visual research made with particles, particle simulations. And also these are from the different space explorations. This is the main idea behind the main visual behind the multi-layered fabric. These are our test visuals. And also about the space design, we used some simulations to simulate flow in the space of Gare Moderne. So what if visitors could flow around the obstacles there? So we generatively are creating these paths so that everyone can walk, and then simplify this, because like for the exhibition 1 kilometer of fabric was used, and there is no one supplier that could provide us that, so we couldn't do this much complicated way of wayfinding. So, but we also we wanted to create a maze-like structure, but the time and the other constraints were not allowing that, so we simplified most of the things. This is the part that the visitors put their hands on, so that the sensors detect that and create a sound according to the visitors. So this, after some time, we had to simplify most of the exhibition space design because everything was limited. So this is the final result of the space design. So 4 areas there. So entrance, alone in the nature, like this is the first gatherings, this is a passage area, and this is the final gathering area in which they the visitors put their hands on. We also experimented with first the we created in a 3D model, of course, because we had no time and chance for error there. So this is the exhibition, let's say, tour, virtual tour. And also after this, we also used stereoscopic images to look at the space with a virtual reality glasses, because like in such projects, sometimes it becomes harder to experience the sense of depth and width in the final form. So we had to practice that also. So these are the graphic design elements and promotional elements at the same time. These are the projectors going to the space. These are like running in the exhibition space, like doing the things that you can't normally do. Destroy the space. So this is the time-lapse video from the installation phase. all the fabric and all that stuff. This is again from the installation phases. This is the projection from the projection mapping phase. Also, this is the mapping of the fabrics there. This is the test of the interactive stones piece. So this is, sorry. This is the installation crew. Some of which are interns here, and some of our people.
Bir hafta daha var aynen.
So at the same time, by the way, the outdoor TV ads were being created, and also promotional materials were being created. The animations were being created at the same time. With Skrillex. So this is from the render stage. And this is the from the storyboard of the final gathering piece. And of course, we made many trials, and we didn't use all of them because many things were thrown away. We also experimented with Unreal, but then we passed on to Octane as a renderer. These are the some of the trials that we didn't use either. So these are like playing with the stones procedurally. So this is the main audio track, ambient sounds, so that we can build the movie upon that. This is the last to-do list for the last 2 weeks, I guess. So this is the first trials of the music and the animations there. So how it will be, will it be satisfying or not? Will it be enough or something like that? This is the materials that we used to create the soundtrack, because it was Stone Age, so you only had these tools as music instruments. So this is the also from the interaction design phase. So these are some visuals from the exhibition space, and this is from the opening.
Where did we come from?
And this is the corridor that we divided the people into two. Actually, I've already shown this, so
Will bring us to.
Passing this because we don't.
When I think about what we are capable of when we are together.
But this is, I'll show you the part. Okay, this is the place in which where you put your hand, and when the cloth hand is put, the animation starts to pass on to a different phase. The gathering phase is activated from the first person. This is her hand. So yeah, this sums up the gathering exhibition. Actually, we were this many of people in different roles, and sometimes in same roles. So these works are not possible with a single person. This is a complete work of team, and these are the people who made it possible. So also, actually, there's too many things to talk about, but I'll just pass on to the other exhibition that we did. I was planning to talk about the Istanbul Cinema Museum also, but we won't have time for that. But only I want to show you this. Actually, in the facade of the building, we used machine learning to analyze the different Turkish actors and actresses, and created a very slowly transitioning portrait work. So it's there now, installed there. They are using that interchangeably, I guess. But yeah, let me very briefly talk about the other example also. I won't be showing all of this, but talking about the general process of it. So this is an agriculture and biodiversity museum, by the way, but don't be fooled by the name, because like like it is like our adventure with the with agriculture, how we became how we transformed to sedentary life from hunter-gatherers, how we became farmers. So actually this is from different phases, different halls of that exhibition. So I'll be showing them very briefly. You pass through this different halls through this time machine-like corridor. So these are anamorphic projections. You enter through these numbers to the halls. So they are only visible from a certain angle. Okay. And let me pass on to the other ones. This is the space given to us, made out of like 5 different halls. Giant holes, 30 meter in length, I guess. But the first thing that we did was we closed the windows for light control, and then we developed the concept. And let me pass on to the other one. So this is the final version of there. The first hall is from hunter-gatherers to farmers. So we animated the cave paintings and to create a narration, and also use projections together with 3D models. This is Göbekli Tepe, for example. And in different halls, we told different stories in different timelines. Actually, this is a real-time projection, by the way. This village is living. So when you turn a wheel there, you transform daytime into nighttime, as you can see here. If it's night, the sun shines. If you blow into this place, the wind starts to blow in the simulation. If you blow too fast, the thunderstorms start to begin in this place. So it was again interactive place with games and like information panels and a seed wall here. Okay. So in the last hall, this is called Agriculture for Future. Actually, it was going from the beginning of the agriculture in Anatolia and then passing towards the future. So it was like the wall and ground projection with 12 projectors, I guess. And then you leave the exhibition space from the other side that you've entered. So this is Expo 2016. And now, like this, very briefly sums up the things that we do in creating digital exhibitions and museums. And now we'll actually, I will take you back into 1958 and like and talk about Philips Pavilion and talk about the architecture and music interaction. So afterwards, actually, we can talk about the projects in more detail if you want, if you have questions. So yeah, that's all from me for now. We'll talk again later on. So please go on.
Yeah. Hello, this is Alp. I'm a musician and a musicologist. I do vocals at Blacko. Actually, I'm better when I'm singing rather than talking, but this time I'll try to explain myself in an interdisciplinary way. Yeah. After conservatory education, I did my master's degree in musicology and research about music and architecture interaction. Last year, I gave a workshop at the Faculty of Architecture at Başkent University at this intersection. I collected that data while I was performing my song called A Social Media People. People drew whatever they were hearing at that moment and they created their own pavilions. I used the resulting outputs in my studies. After the presentation, and we can do a mini workshop through social media by using our music agents AR filter, and Efe will talk about it soon. Yes, so hearing architecture. I want to tell you my story about Uh, hold it. Hold on. Sorry. Uh, uh, this is how my interest in music and architecture began. Almost 10 years ago, while I was in Florence, some melodies started to appear in my head as I get close to an old building made in Gothic style. Then I started to question what I was hearing, where it's coming from. The emotional state the building created on me was quite temporary. So I started to wonder if architecture can inspire musicians. Also, can music inspire the form of architecture? My research about this interaction led me to one of the most important examples in music and architecture interaction. The design of Philips Pavilion is reflecting the Xenakis' Second World War memories. It was made during the First World Expo after Second World War. Xenakis was a Romanian-born Greek-French avant-garde composer, music theorist, architect, director, and engineer. We can call him polymath, maybe, because he studied in Athens Polytechnic University, and while his education started, Second World War happened, and Greece fought with a lot of countries. And Xenakis was a communist, and he was always on the first side at the protests. So whatever he lived in Greece, he reflected it in a music composition. So this song called Metastasis. Now I want you to hear this piece. It's quite extraordinary piece. In his composition, Xenakis reflects his Second World War experiences, as I told you before. In his interview, he is telling this. Thousands of people came together and protested with slogans during the anti-Nazi actions in Athens. In this protest, they created a huge rhythm in a chaotic atmosphere. Yeah. The violence started to play. You can see the graphical notation also. This piece has a linear continuous design. In ancient Greek, meta means forward, status means in action. So this song reflecting this word. Maybe you can listen later on YouTube or somewhere. I want to go on. As you can see in this slide, this Xenakis' metastasis graphical notation turned into an architectural building. So its design is very impressive for me, and it's the most concrete example in the history. In this building, there is a special event happening. Le Corbusier, which is one of the most famous architects, it's his dream actually. When Philips company went to Le Corbusier to create a pavilion, Corbusier said, "All right, and this is my goal of my life, and I will not create a pavilion. I will create an electronic poem." And he called this show electronic. The famous electronic music composer of all time, Edgar Varese, composed poem electronic for this show, and Xenakis composed a prelude for the starting of this show called Concrete PH. And you can see the whole concept in here. And yeah, after this multidisciplinary approach. I want to call Efe. How is it going on?
So okay, so after this, I'll talk about lastly our collaboration between like the visual arts and music. So actually, we passed through different periods in this project. So I'll just share my screen, and hopefully, we'll be able to tell you our story on this project. So actually, this is this. There is a song called "I Remember," Alp's song, which is an unreleased one. So during the actually, this is we designed this like an odyssey, but an audiovisual one, and it's living on the blockchain. So it will live through different phases of NFTs, but I'll talk about the process first. And during the lockdown, actually, this is there has been wars and many events throughout the human history that is like that are many tragic events. But like for example, this is probably the first one that the whole world shared together. So everyone has a certain common certain memory to this era. So actually, it affected everyone and anyone in a way. So the story is like we were during the lockdowns. We started to send visuals and audio between each other, and when I shared his song called "I Remember," actually there was this bass line that caught my attention. So you can hear this, right? You can hear the sound. Okay. So this is the stripped down only bass channel of that song, but I'll make you feel this one also. So when I listened to this song, my head started to move something like this. Okay, I started to move in a way. So I felt like okay, this represents something moving, and I initially sketched this silly thing, so which is moving in a way. So the song is this, by the way, but so this little sketch turned into these more crowded pieces, things, creatures. Afterwards, like they needed something to move on. Okay, so they had these curling ball-like feet there, and they started to have some characters, like with different characters that are defined by different parameters of these animated characters. So I'm like teaching computational design methods in graphic design department. So I'm all interested in very procedural things of procedural ways of animating things. So these are again procedural. So these creatures turn to like initially you were thinking of them as like worm-like thing, but then why not create a wormhole out of those? So it started to get complicated. So yeah, and maybe hypnotic in a way. So we were like again exchanging ideas between like how that felt or about the ideas, but all the time we had the subconscious question, probably that you two have, which is what are they? Okay, well, what this thing is? Like, is it a creature? Is it a worm? What's that? So we while talking about, I don't remember what exactly, but his nickname is Misuc Maker, and why not use the first part and call them Misuc? So in the beginning we actually the meaning of Misuc increased as time passed, and then we created a definition for that. But the Misuc is where Bertolt Brecht comes in, who is a German theater practitioner, playwright, and poet. Actually, he has done a very important thing. Like during the First World War, the art world was stuck in a deep depression together with the rest of the society. Theater stuck in a continuous loop, neglecting the audience. The legacy of ancient Greek plays was still taking its toll. And in such an environment, Bertolt Brecht introduced a fresh perspective to the overly serious theater scene, mocking the status quo, switching I and you letters to make music different from the ancients. So he said that why not make music instead of music? So, and also this inspired us because like we later on started to explore any more deeper meanings because like this is one of his a quote from him. In the dark times will there be singing? Yes, there will also be singing about the dark times. So we then realized that this meant so much more because we initially defined that as a wordplay that is put forward by Bertolt Brecht during the First World War to criticize the traditional style of making music. So it's a new way of making music. And the Enlightenment was like, actually the history is repeating itself. During that era, the depression and wars caused many different emotions to arise, and during the COVID-19 and the lockdown caused many different, of course, emotions, but it caused a similar output. So in a way, a creative output, maybe changing things like or challenging challenging the status quo. So we continued defining this music concept by from the thing that we've created, a rebellious being that has an endless inner drive to mock things that are accepted to be the status quo, an ever-dancing stochastic creature that likes the funk. So like in a way, we wanted it to be also a symbol for never giving up. So no matter what the consequences are. So a symbol for hope, peace, and perseverance, because like they never stop dancing. Okay. And also, it's a Web3 collaboration project that combines augmented reality, blockchain, animation, and music to create an audiovisual journey. And also a parallel universe for music-related constructs such as musical, musicology, musical, and all that stuff, whatever you can create with music. So we continued on, like I was also into Unreal Engine, so why not create a world for those? And started experimenting with different assets and the creature that I created. So the main idea was like the main story here is like they are escaping from an artificially created and maybe in a dark realm to nature. Actually, it all began with this. All the world building stuff began like this, and that wormhole that I've shown you, it has transformed into something like this. They are passing through this wormhole to another realm, which is this world. This is again the real-time screen grabs from the environment that I created in Unreal. Yeah, this is the wormhole on the other hand, other side. By the way, actually, many things started to have memorial meaning in this because, like, this is the time when the incredible fires in Turkey started. So, because of this, like, this fire is there because of those fires in every part of Turkey. So yeah, this is another. Also, we created other assets, which I'll talk about in a while. So this is also, we used real life footage here. Like this is from Alp's visit to somewhere in nature, Nallıhan, yeah, right. So also we combined real life footage with this also, with this CG stuff. I know the playback is very terrible, so sorry for that, but it's not our fault. And in the meantime, also we started minting these. This is the moment of minting. This piece is called Salvation. It's on Foundation now, foundation.app. You can look at that. By the way, I'll be sharing with you the website address so that you'll be able to see those in high quality. So also during this creation period, I had a metaverse concert in Decentraland in the Cromilon stage. So these are some visuals from there. It's pretty colorful there. It was actually pretty exciting because like afterwards we looked at the entries and nearly 1,000 people were there. And 1,000 people just got access to that. And during this concert, actually, we were also putting our, let me find that place. We were also putting our NFTs in front of this concert stage. So the visitors can access those NFTs through a QR code, and if they want, they can purchase that. So it's like, remember the selling merchandise in rock concerts or something, things like that? This is no different than that, in our opinion. So at the same time, like these experiences here and these events and this world is opening new worlds, new fields of expertise and new expansions for already existing expertise and all that different kind of works in this world. Because like architecture, design, and design industries, creative industries will live through an expansion of applications. Because like you can design an architectural place in this metaverse, like in Decentraland or different metaverses. Actually, this is overly exploited term, metaverse, I know, but so you can create virtual goods that no longer need to be physically manufactured, thus harming environment. So we have the urge to own things in physicality, but now some of them we can, I think we can urge those desires, satisfy these desires in the virtual realm also. So it will also create different experiences and like combining sound, visuals, architecture, and in the future more senses will be inside this also as the tools develop. So yeah, actually we also created, I've done this Music Pass NFT so that if people had that NFT, they'll have access rights to future Music Maker events in the future. So this experience also made us wonder, what if these Misucs existed in real life? So we wanted them to be also a part of real life. So we started to experiment them. This is like in front of Atakule. Yeah, this is like a terrible visual, but we were experimenting. So they are passing on the sidewalk. So also a local one. So yeah, then this expanded on like an AR filter, so that it can be easily placed in real life. So now it's in a stage that they are coming, and through the portal, which is also an NFT. So the holders of this NFT will have access to this special AR filter, and by using that, they'll be able to shoot these videos and claim their certified NFTs that will become like badges or specially created NFTs and sent to their owners. So that in this way, like everyone can become a part of this project. And also, we are also experimenting with like shooting these creatures in front of like historic buildings, some landmarks, and all that stuff, so that they start to invade the earth in a way. So just spread the hope, fun, and like hope, fun, and good vibes to the world. They started to appear in entrances in let's say events. this is also like hijacking things. Like you can put them anywhere you like. So this is the artwork of F1 artist. So we are in a way invading it, but and also this is like they started to appear throughout the world. So I'll share this video with you. So if you also follow our accounts, like so on social media, you'll be able to see these in high quality. So let's see. This is Times Square, I guess. Germany. Ankara. Times. Yeah, they are spreading to the world. So if you want to become a part of this, actually there will be links for you to tell us your interest. So they're invading. So and this is the main piece of this whole project, which is the I remember thing. But I know this won't mean much over Zoom, so you'll be able to watch in full version.
It's alright, 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 alright. It's alright, 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 alright. It's alright. 1, 2, 3, 4. I remember everything. I remember everything we've been through. I remember every inch of you. Have you ever heard before? Ever seen before? It's so wonderful. This is what I'm going for. She's so beautiful, gets me beautiful. Curves on her body makes me wonder, A gentle hour, take her over. Love is real, I'm a fool, I'm a baller. I've been waiting for so long, you know. It's alright, 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 alright. I've been ghosting, but you ain't you so cool. It's alright, 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 alright. Remember everything.
So this is the end, but beginning of a different story. So they'll be this. We are thinking of this project as like not a single one, but a continuous way of producing creative stuff through like this is like Efula with Music Maker, but there will be many other, there can be other collaborations, but this is a project that will be ongoing. So everything that will be like purchased as an NFT will add to this project and expand expand its value and meaning throughout the following times. So yeah, actually we started to keep things as brief as possible. So this is like, by the way, at Reo-tek we are continuously looking for interested people, talented people who are interested in the things that we do. So if you are interested in the things the things that we do at Reo-tek, you can go to this site and also connect with us through there. And this is the music.co is the website of our project. And there's a form here, Das Bilkent. You can also, if you, for example, will be sending NFTs as like, we'll be doing airdrops in the future. So you can, if you have wallet address, you can claim that here. And also we would like your feedback other than, for example, in the questions, you can ask, of course, and make comments, but I'm very curious about your ideas, and you can tell us about them. from here. And also, for example, these are the social media addresses of, like, this is the main project address, this is me, and this is Alp. So let's connect. And yeah, this is all that we are going to talk about. And if you have questions, comments, we are very curious to hear them.
Firstly, we would like to thank you for such valuable and inspiring presentation. It was really great to know about the process and laying out such wonderful works. Now we will like to move on to our Q&A session. For those who would like to ask questions, you can ask themselves by raising hand button. You can use it. Sorry, participation section, and that will respective order will be followed through the Q&A part. For those of you who don't want to ask the questions by themselves, you can send them by using chat. I will be asking them to you.
To begin with, maybe I can ask a question that was in my head for a long time. Many of my friends, including me, in the architecture department, we actually don't want to study in the field of architecture itself, but we want to explore more upon the digital art or the augmented reality, virtual reality phase of our profession. So do you have any kind of suggestion for those people who want to explore themselves while also studying architecture, like simultaneously? Because I think we have trouble deciding what we want to do in the future for as a profession.
Yeah, actually, the lines are blurring very fast. Like, for example, new technologies arise, and it empowers more and more people to do many things, many things that were not possible before. So yeah, I completely understand that, because, like, I think the most important thing is to try as many things as you can during this education. So you have the freedom to do that. You have time to do that, and you have the motivation to do that. Because, like, for example, I remember my time in Bilkent or in graphic design. So I threw myself into a situation that I can't escape, but learn the thing that I need to do. So that is the most important driving force to learn things, I think, because, like, you can throw yourself into something that you're excited about, that you're wondering how that might be done. And also, actually, I think the most important thing would be going after the things that you're curious about. Because, like, if you don't have the curiosity in your head, if after some time you'll stop doing things. But innovation and new things, by the way, innovation doesn't have to happen all the time. So tradition can also be perfected and done many creative things there. But for example, new things emerge from combination of different existing things, like unexpected combination between already existing things. And also, the ones who don't stop asking questions or don't stop trying are probably, and most of the times, the ones who find new things or, like, become successful in the end. So don't give up with your curiosity. If you are if you're curious in a field that is not so valuable at the time, that might not be a problem, because in the future, yeah, the things are changing very fast. So I think the best advice would be, from my perspective, like, go after your curiosity. So find what your curiosity is, and dig deep in that. But at the same time, for example, specialization can also have can cause problems from time to time. But from the design thinking perspective, you've probably heard of that, but the T-shaped person, which is a person who has the in-depth knowledge in a special area, but also has knowledge in many different fields also. So the arms are expanding more and more, I think, with the tools that we are getting day after day, and different ways of working, different collaboration ways, different financial systems, financial exchange systems way. Like, so the possibilities are expanding. So yeah, it's very easy to get distracted. But if you are curious about one thing, go after that, I would say.
Okay, thank you for answering.
You're welcome. So also our Mizucs are a symbol for that, you know. Go on no matter what happens. So
So do we have any questions?
I want to ask. I want to ask people, what do you feel or what do you think when you think both architecture and music together? I mean, if you have you ever heard some music when you get close to a building, or did you ever feel yourself inside of an architecture place when you are listening a song? Because it has a lot of connections together. Yeah, and I'm wondering about this.
Maybe personally I can say something. I think like spaces are really correlated with such sounds that are coming to our minds, even though we don't hear a music or like a specific piece. When we approach a space, like I personally relate them to many of the musical pieces that I know. So, and also watching some audiovisual performances, I think it really has an influence on how we perceive the space when we hear something, because it's like a simultaneous reaction from humans, I guess. So I think there's a really strong connection that we don't really appreciate. Don't we? Maybe we don't even realize it's kind of subconscious relationship.
Yeah, it should be more visible, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm trying to do, and I hope it will enlighten the next research. That's my hope.
Daphne has a question, I guess.
Hi, my question is to Mr. Yalçın. First of all, thank you so much for the presentation, and I'm an architect, by the way, and a musician also, so I'm really interested into the connection between these two as well. As you said, like similar to what you said, like I started thinking about this with like Gothic buildings mostly, because like seeing the architecture inside them like made me feel like the like romantic old funeral kind of music. Anyway, and I wanted to ask about the experiment you mentioned about people drawing what they were hearing during a song is playing. Can we see the results of this experiment anywhere?
Yeah, it's not that quality, but I want to show you, of course. Hold on. I guess I, do you see my screen, by the way?
No, not right now.
Okay. If you wait a second, I will show you. These are the examples.
You're sharing Finder, I guess, because like it's very small for now.
Sorry. Now can you see?
Yeah, we can see your screen now, but not the image still.
These are the examples. These are what they heard. It was about the rhythm, composition, and the harmony. What they heard in that 3-minute song, and I played it live. So I would like to do it in here too, but there were not enough time. So maybe we can do a little workshop like this. Imagine a place or a city, and write 5 songs which reminds you that place or city. And can you send us this? That would be so nice to get that data, because I think there's a strong connection between these two art forms. I think these are quite similar, even though I cannot explain it very well because I'm singer in my real life, and I'm bad when I'm singing. But yeah, I did my musicology thesis on this part. So when I'm working with Efe, he generally put that ideas together. Yeah. So can you send us your favorite city and the favorite 5 songs together to us? That would be so nice. Maybe we can make a Spotify playlist out of them.
Oh, yeah, why not? So
Yeah.
actually, you can use that form at music.co/dasbilkent, and we can receive from there. And also, we had an idea about like, for example, we can send you this AR filter with the music thing, and you can shoot an, for example, a monumental or an architectural space, and share it as a reel with the music that you think that corresponds to that space. So that might be a social experiment at the same time. So and we'll be very happy to receive your feedback and inputs to this project.
Maybe you can share the links through chat here so that we can access.
Yeah, sure. So let
if
me.
it's convenience for you.
Yeah.
Also, sorry for intervening. You mentioned that you wrote your thesis on this subject. Is it possible to access it anywhere online?
It's on Reo-tek. You can write Xenakis into the search, and you can find me on the 4th place.
Okay, thank you so much.
Right? I can write you my thesis name if you wonder.
So actually, the best part would be searching over Instagram, I guess. So let me share with you the form address. I'll just search. It's now online, so you can reach through Instagram. Search over. The name is this. Sorry. You can search the music agents filter for now, and the address is. So if you share them as a reel with a song, I guess we will be able to see that. I hope. But you can also, for example, if you want, you can use an upload link. So I'll just share that with you also. Okay, so you can also upload the original file, a video file that you shoot to this link if you want. But this is a social thing, so sharing as a reel would also be nice. But if you prefer this, that's also the second option.
And please don't forget to tag us and follow us. Yeah, we need your support.
I'm also sharing these links in our WhatsApp group for us to
Okay.
achieve. I copied the WhatsApp group link to chat also.
Mm-hmm.
You can follow from there. So, do we have any other questions?
Definitely. By the way, did you find? I'm sorry. I'm trying to send you the link, but it's not happening in your test.
Yeah, I found the thesis. I downloaded it actually.
Yeah. You can write my name and you can find it directly. I'm sorry, I couldn't send you the link, but yeah. So, is there anyone wondering about Web3 technologies and blockchain technologies and NFT stuff? I would like to talk about that also.
Actually, I can ask a question if it's okay. During the process, especially the wormhole project, which kind of programs you used while working on?
Mm-hmm. For
Or Efe.
yeah, yeah, that falls into my area. So yeah, mainly Cinema 4D and like for some of them for rendering Octane render. So but for the environment thing and all that, like the main piece, I used Unreal Engine. And also for some for one scene we also composed the real life video with the rendered image in After Effects. So and they're all combined in After Effects as in the end.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
If we don't have another questions, we can close up the event. First of all, we would like to thank again to our guests once more for accepting our invitation and for all the inspiring projects that you have done.
Thank you.
We would like to also thanks to our instructors who have supported us throughout the event process. We also have some valuable guests, the honorary board of the directors of Das Bilkent, our society members and participants, especially the Tasarım Bilkent Bureau. Efe Hocam and Alperen Hocam, we will have a small gift for you, which we will have sending via email in few minutes. It's not too much, but
Thank
we
you.
would like to show our graduates for your attendance.
Thank you very much.
Thanks so much.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you for the invitation. Actually, it was a pleasure to talk and share our ideas and things that we've done. So yeah, thank you again.
Thank you. See you in healthier days, probably.
Yeah.
Everyone.